Hi, Leather Rokk here. Welcome to my channel. That's Tabby Boy. So, the COVID-19 pandemic is definitely affecting how we plan our future, how we plan to get back to our normal lives, how we shop, how we plan for our trips. It really has changed things, and I want to talk about it and show you some feline misbehavior, so stay tuned. I want you to see a bad girl. Yes. Does my lighting look bad to you? Want to know part of the reason why? Look, you see this? Do you see how it's broken? You want to know how it happened? Oh, well, you could ask her. She would go say, meow, 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 meow. She just swatted that lamp off the stand-up desk, and it fell off, and the light shattered. I had to do a bunch of sweeping. Next, I'm going to have to hit the vacuum cleaner with it so no kitty gets glass in his or her paw. Because she couldn't leave well enough alone. She had to go and smack and knock it over. That's her game. Cassie likes to knock things over. Yes, she does. Oh, she likes to knock things over, doesn't she? Because she's a bad cat. Cassie is a bad cat. I don't know why they feel that they have to knock things over, but that's her thing. She thinks it's funny. She just pushes things off over. That's what she does. And she did that with the lamp at 7 o'clock this morning. It's bad enough I was up till about 5 o'clock because there is so much noisy, unlicensed pharmaceutical commerce going on outside last night. It took a while for I don't know why I didn't realize that it was Friday night last night. I guess I'm figuring because of the coronavirus, the concept of weekends and weekdays is kind of meaningless to a lot of people who are without their jobs and they're home when they normally wouldn't be. But for the dirtbags around here, they're really, oh my goodness, things were so loud last night. I bet I got 2 hours of sleep last night. And between her, what she did, and Tabby Boy, what he did, I hope he didn't destroy the garden. And it wasn't this little slip of a thing. You saw what he did to those tomato plants. They're totally down. They're in a big, even more of a tangled mess. I'm telling you, I'm going to have a lot of fun transplanting everything. I'm just going to have to put all the pots as they are, where they are, put a board underneath them, carry them to the site, cut most of the pots probably from most of the plants from the pots. And but I'm probably going to wait until probably close to July to transplant things. So, you see her? You see the guilty girl? Now, how am I going to get good light for my videos, Cassie? Huh? You see what you did? I think I have a spare light somewhere around here. You have to plug in and make sure that everything still works. Because you. Yeah, I'm gonna go look for a light and check on that. Hopefully it should be okay, Cassie. Um, what happened to my plants? What cat knocked down my plants? Now these are supposed to be tomato plants, and they were knocked down. Damn it. I hope this is gonna work. All I can do is push things over. I don't have anything to push it up against there, and if those flowers do produce fruit, things are just gonna fall down anyway. And I can't dig things and put things in the garden for a good couple of months because we had a freeze warning or frost warning night before last. Oh boy. Does this look right to you? My tomato plants totally came down. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how I'm going to fix this. This is not acceptable. Look at this. Look at this. Now, try to just get everything to lean over here. I do have one. Yeah, go here. Here. There. I hope I didn't make anything snap. I came in the room and there it was, and I had to do some adjusting. I tried to film from the bottom because it was looking where I have a bunch of clean clothes that I have in bags that I can't put in my room because there's absolutely no room for them. And if I hang up any more stuff, it's just going to make my pole snap because it's a wooden pole. So anyway, look at this. Look at this poor tomato plant. Look at this, guys. Look at my poor babies. Oh, I tell you, I just realized something. I probably can't transplant until after maybe a week and a half after the 4th of July. And I'll tell you why. If we open up our country, state by state, county by county, there's still supposed to be a 4th of July celebration in Washington, D.C. And if they're still doing that and there's going to be a Patriot gathering, I might very well try to go. I don't know. So in the off chance that that's still going on, I have to think about that. And it would be stupid for me to put anything in the ground when I'm going to be gone a week to 10 days and not able to water it. So I'm going to have to wait until I come back from Washington, which was part of my holdup last year. By the time I got back from Washington and my plants were big enough, then there was no room for any of my stuff. This time I think I'm going to make sure that there's going to be room for me to stick something no matter what happens. Especially if Saul, my buddy Saul, is going to have a plot somewhere around there. But I'm going to have to do something about these plants. They're loaded with flowers. Look at this. Look at the flowers there. Yeah, if I don't get tomatoes this year, these plants are growing on, they're going on 2 years old now. Plants don't have to die if you don't have them killed off. People don't know that. My father's last year, he had, because he died on New Year's Eve, my father had, his last Christmas, he had tomatoes a couple days before he died. Because what I did was they were all in pots and I brought them in before it got too cold. I put them in the windowsill and we were harvesting tomatoes to the very end. So yeah, it's the seasons that kill them off. Otherwise they wouldn't die the way they did. Oh, Tabby boy. Do you remember getting on my tomato plants? Huh? Everything's all flopped down now? You probably broke them? I keep that door closed for a reason. Kitties are not supposed to get in there. You like to get in? You like to munch on plants? I had pretty little seedlings for lentils, and you like to bite the tops of them off? You eat them all? You better not try eating those tomato leaves. Tomato leaves are poisonous to kitties. Tabby boy. Oh yeah, you're asleep. Pretend to be asleep. Right. We're not fooled. Destructive little cat. Big cat, excuse me. There's something, actually, the main reason why I wanted to go on film today is there is some things I've been thinking about how the coronavirus pandemic has changed how we live and how we're going to carry over some of those changes moving forward once we start opening up. Now, I was thinking about, say we do open up by the 4th of July, a lot of places here in the Northeast, and I would love to go back to Washington, D.C., especially if there's going to be some kind of, patriotic events and things. And the summertime, I absolutely love. Well, so say, I got to find a place to set this down. Say I do put it down, or say I do travel. Now, and I'm thinking about what I would be packing along with, and I realize, okay, I'm thinking about the makeup I would be bringing. Who is going to be thinking about wearing any kind of cheek colors, any kind of highlight, any kind of blushes? Think about the masks that we're going to be wearing. And a mask, no matter what kind you get, is going to cover you from here on, going to cover this whole area. They're covering the whole face, pretty much, from the nose on down. So to have any kind of blush, any kind of highlight, why bother even packing it? And when I'm looking at the weight alone of different palettes, like different palettes that are very agreeable because they have so many things you can use. Like right now I'm holding the Too Faced Christmas palette for last year. And it opens up into the star, the Christmas star. And one of the things that's cool about it is it has a contour palette, contour color. It has 2 blush colors, has 2 highlighters in addition to all these eyeshadows. But what's the sense in having blushes and highlights that you're not even going to get to use? I love these highlighter palettes. What's the sense in bringing them if I can't use them? Now, there's a very small segment of individuals that I can see where these products would still be useful. If you are, say, doing a news broadcast and you want to look good for the news or whatever, and you're not going to be finally putting your mask until you're finally done all the day's filming and you're going home, then, because the masks, the rubber that attaches them to the face, it does make grooves kind of in the cheeks, and you will notice that if you try to put makeup on afterwards. It's not bothersome. You just have to be aware of it. I could do more things. I could go through more effort, like wearing foundation and wearing cheek colors, because I am broadcasting to the public. But the way I see it, if at any time throughout the day I might my real life, I might need to do something. I might need to drop a bill off in the mailbox or something, or I may need to go take a look at something because somebody asked me a question on social media, and the only way for me to get an answer is to actually go look. So if I'm putting my mask on, then I'm going to end up smearing makeup and getting makeup on my protective equipment. And the more you scrub things and are rough with things, the shorter a lifespan they'll have. I have to think, well, would I have those 2 masks are going to have to get me through the summer? I'm assuming, in addition to any cheap stuff that I get just for fashion purposes. And I haven't made my order yet. But I have been thinking about, what if I travel? And I'm sure that that's still in the minds of people that want to try to get a life back to normal as possible. Think about that. Think about the makeup that you are going to be differently, the choices you're going to be making. I was thinking about that a lot. I was also thinking about what would be my ideal eyeshadow palette. I'm going to go in the other room so we can talk some more about that. About what colors would be in your dream palette if you could design a palette. So, think of some changes that we've got to make now. So, supposing this is how a mask covers you. Okay. Now, you're going to be applying a whole lot less high SPF facial sunscreen. Say it's August or something, and you're going to be outside in the noonday sun, and you're fair like me. You're going to be more concerned about the exposed skin on your body because so much of your face is going to be covered. Now, that's not going to say you shouldn't be wearing sunblock at all, because even a low-level sunblock you should have anyway for the sunlight that goes through windows. I'm assuming if you do take rides in cars, you're going to be wearing your mask while you're in the car because, well, just in case you're there with other people. But this is going to keep so much sun off of you. So not only are you going to have to, really, you can go through a lot less of the high SPF sunblock, and this will probably save you money. Think about it. Just so you know, though, you guys, I am cheating. It is 5:34 in the morning, and I am, in fact, wearing a little bit of foundation, and I'm wearing just the barest little bit of a highlighter and a blush. I will show you what it is. I'm really trying hard not to fall, because even though these Lenovo computers are supposed to be really sturdy, I don't want to push my luck. But I am wearing a little bit of the ordinary fluid foundation and just a tiny little bit of not this darker one, but this cheek color, tiny touch, and the darker of the two highlighters on here. And but think about it, if I did this first thing for my first makeup, okay, and then I gotta run this errand and that errand, and I gotta go outside, and I gotta take the mask on and off. Think about that, and the makeup coming off on the sides of the mask, and you're scrubbing the mask, and the sides of it get dirty. And I've already washed that 3 times as it is. And Cassie, oh, she's gonna act up. I love these cats. Other ways I think that COVID-19 is going to change how we pack, how we travel. Considering how much the mask is going to cover us, I think eyeliner is going to be more and more important. So I am definitely going to maybe be a little bit more conscientious with that. Oh, Cassie also pushed this onto the floor. This is my packet that has all my, I like to keep my eyeliners in. But I think now with the mask wearing, any kind of decent waterproof black eyeliner is going to be extremely important. I don't remember this being really waterproof, but this was pretty good. The Maybelline Master Precise Eye Studio. This was good. Also the Wet n Wild H2O proof, which is what I found here. And even though I don't understand why some of them are better than others, if I hadn't gotten the buy one get one half off and seen that the first one didn't work but the second one did, that's just the weirdest thing. But now more than ever, if you're going to have so much of your face concealed now, and I'm not wearing an eyeliner now, I'm wearing mascara and some eyeshadows, but I think that eyeliner is going to be important. Now, when I was thinking about what I would personally pack, I really like these Quad Do palettes. They're made of that, I don't know what you call it. It's like a fiber board. They don't have anything heavy on them like mirrors. They don't seem to have much metal aside from the pans themselves. I don't know if it's probably glue and not magnets, but they're really sturdy. They're very weightless. You want something like that when you're traveling. And for Washington, D.C., one of the themes always something patriotic. You want your red, white, and blue. And look at all the reds that are on this. Again, I can't stress how important it is to have something sturdy. Some of the makeup companies make these really flimsy plastic palettes, and the tins don't stay in. You want to not have to worry and stress out about that when you're on the road. So I will definitely be carrying this. And you want one, or at least I want one good bright blue. Some years ago at a flea market, I bought a gorgeous iridescent blue. The packaging, though, was like about 3/4 of an inch thick. It was a really bulky uh, um, uh, it was like a vanity kind of a compact, but it was so bulky and hard to put in a bag. It took up so much room and things. And finally, when I had a problem with the compact, I just crushed it and put it in this bag. And even though this might look awkward in a makeup bag or something, it weighs nothing. This blue, let me show you this blue. It is, I would think of it even like as like an acid trip blue. I'm going to, without even getting a finger in this. Okay. This color is very intense, very gorgeous. If you want, you could shear it out. But let me get this up against the wall and let me get my, look at that color. Now, I can go and smear it and do some things with it. Let's see what that looks like. No, that's not at all what I'm wearing on my eyes. By the way, on my eyes, I'm still wearing that strawberry, that ice cream. Oh, I almost dropped a bunch of things. I'm still wearing this. This is the, that matte. That's what that is. So, but I don't think I would travel with that to there just because this isn't really the kind of blue that I need. It's much greener, it's much more aqua, and I definitely want an intense patriotic kind of blue. And now I just dropped that on my filthy floor, which means I'm going to have to spray it with one of those spray bleach disinfectant sprays. So good to always have them around the house, even if you don't have a pandemic. I also am thinking that I would like to bring a purple with me, and I was kind of thinking about this Violet Voss palette, but the only thing is, one of the things I've observed from taking small palettes that have really, really tiny tins, if you're using a tin that only one color is the color that you need to match your clothes or something, you're going to use so much of it that you have a very good chance of actually reaching tin. And if it's a color you love, you're going to use it up soon. So it's best, if you're going to bring a palette that has really, really, really small tins in it, it's better to use those monochromatic palettes to do that with, so that you don't use up only one color. So I like to do a lot of patriotic. I like to do some purple to match my clothes, and sometimes I like to wear some green because one of the things about Washington, D.C. is they have a lot of cannabis activism. Since they largely have legalization, they can freely and openly celebrate cannabis culture, and it's fun to wear leafy things when you're there. So I like to do a lot of matchy with makeup and wardrobe. And when I'm packing, I try to make sure that the makeup really goes well with the clothes, and I'm prepared for any eventuality while being as lightweight as possible. You don't want, if you're having straps in a backpack, digging in your shoulders because everything weighs so much. And you know how heavy the beauty products can get. So I'm trying for as lightweight as possible and maybe as multi-use as possible. I really love these nice lightweight palettes. Now, the purple one doesn't have as many options in it. If you see how many interesting reds are in this palette, and yet the Kamaju purple doesn't have, it only has one real purple in it, and everything else, and this is a very dark one. It looks best if you compare it with one of the pinks or something. Now, but look, these fingers are all dirty. Anyway, this is really not my favorite palette, but their red one, I definitely want to bring that. So this and maybe another small palette that has some purples in it. But think of all you're not going to need stuff for that, you know. And I'm thinking that maybe since people are going to be looking at masks as even a fashion statement too, so you're going to be seeing a lot of color coordinating. Maybe people saving extra fabric scraps and finding a way to have make something to go with their outfits. Have something in all the colors of the rainbow, and your basic, whatever your go-to mask is. That way you can be stylish while protecting yourself. It's in this age we're living in, this is going to be weird and it's going to be historic, and we're going to be seeing it when they finally get to making movies again. We're going to be seeing it reflected, how this is reflected in people's lives and stuff. It's really interesting. So stay safe, everybody. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you like me and my content, I'd love to have you subscribe. And until then, I will talk to you in a couple of days. Bye. Oh, dance with my baby, dance with the baby. Better in here than out there. Oh, yeah. Yes, and she just wants to go bye-bye. Yeah. See, I'm probably going to have to clean the makeup off of that. Yeah, everything is different now. You got to change how you pack. Now, now, going back to thinking about the kind of makeup. So I'm not going to need something heavy like this. All that extra weight for blush and highlight and all that stuff. I'm not going to need it. So let's think of some other things. I'm really trying hard not to spill things on here.